the district. I could get,
Oh,
Can you see any better
I
than?
can't read it from.
I can see green and red lines.
Yeah.
I see that when I input prescriptions.
Yeah, the report has been available on the website. I don't know if you have that specific map, but you have one with all the
Not
land.
everything. Point more, if you're gonna have a
Well,
meeting.
then don't.
we're not-
if you
I would like
if
to
you
look
would
at
like,
that,
there
yeah.
you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cause yeah, for the sake of order, multiple conversations do not work.
When you really don't know what your costs can be, yeah, that's.
Sounds like we haven't decided today.
That's, well, and that's unfortunately part of the, that's a sticking point in the process, because it is, I'd say here's your average cost per acre. It could be more, it could be less, just based on where you are. The code and the system for reporting on this does not have a great provision for how to determine those costs beforehand, unless there's nothing in the code that says that a reclassification of the district can't be done. Those are sometimes considered, it's something that I would do only if I were directed to do it. What that does is it does the reclassification process without some of the, for instance, it doesn't use the commissioners. Actual reclassification requires that two disinterested landowners that live in the county that don't have anything to do with this district, go through and see if the process is fair and equitable. In a pre-classification, that isn't done. It's just more or less raw numbers. That can be done, and parts of that can be used if and when the classification actually goes through. But there's no guarantee that through the final design process and through construction, that all your numbers will stay exactly the same.
So the figures on that piece of paper we were handed with the half bin. It's not the figures that
That is an estimate. That is purely numbers that from similar projects and similar tile sizes I have compiled. Those are not, this would, if it's approved, would, go to final design, final plan specifications, and then would go out to bid. We get actual numbers back from contractors. That would be essentially the price. That's the price. This is just something to go off of as the estimate for now. So back to a pre-classification could be done. And there's different instances and there's different recommendations for and against it. And yeah, so there's different pros and cons to it. But you are right. Right now, the best I have to offer is off my estimate, what the average cost per acre is. And from experience, those down on this end could pay half or less than that cost per acre. And those up at the upper end that use more of it could see 2.5 times that, 3 times. Just based off of.
It would be awfully stupid of anybody to approve this and not know what's gonna.
I agree, Mark.
We agree.
Buying a new car or going to the grocery store, you kinda wanna know what you're spending.
Once you wanna know in your crop insurance what you're spending, when you get your crop insurance, my husband's crop insurance, he deals with that all day long, wants to know what do you think of for money?
Yeah, I
Farmers are calling our house constantly, I want my money.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. And to be clear, I don't, these are all decisions that the landowners have to make. They're not any decisions, it's ultimately decisions that the trustees of the district will have to make with input from the landowners. I don't have the authority to do anything other than what I'm directed to do, one of which was to prepare and present on this report. And ultimately, what the district ends up deciding that they want to do, I'm here to help and to see it through to that. I'm not here advocating for really any of the systems more so than the others. It's not my ground, it's not my money. I take it very serious. I take the responsibility of putting this together very seriously because it's not my money. So I'm not asking of the district or of the trustees to do anything outside of their abilities or their comfort zones or what they are told back from their landowners. And the more input and the more we can all be on relatively the same page here, the better. So all that sort of input is very valuable and it's things that the trustees will need to consider. Again, the decision needs to be made by the close of the hearing. That doesn't have to be today. This can be continued. With or without giving a date, there's different instances, there's different protocols for that. But no, by no means does it have to be decided today. And by no means are we at a point where something additional or more information can. Right, I think I had a question here and then I'll get you.
So you made a comment that on the end of that there would be, you said even 2.5 to 3 times potentially of that average?
If there's potential for it, it all just depends, without looking at what those factors all are playing together, I don't know.
But I
Without,
mean, it's possible.
I've seen it, it's something that has happened.
So it's possible that on the end of that, you could be at $3,500 an acre assessed.
It's, or more, it's possible.
And that's where it goes back to the discussion in the letter about $6,000 an acre ground. Those factors of wetness and the use of the facility come into play in those regards.
Wouldn't it be best to go and figure out what that would be for each farm before we?
That's something that could be done. I mean,
You got to pay $10 an acre, Mark. Yeah, I'll pay that. But somebody else might be $8,000 an acre.
How many
Might
acres
change
is
the
in
lot.
this district?
what's that?
How many acres are in the district?
I can look exactly.
Can't tell about what it's cost to do the grass extension.
I think.
Tyler, what would your thoughts on doing a pre-classification after this hearing, but before the bid letting? That way we could plug numbers from the bid letting in and have actual numbers instead of engineers' estimates. Cause that in the end, that's what's gonna be more valuable to you guys. You can look at an engineer's estimate all day long, but if you don't have a solid price from a contractor, it's gonna change anyway.
Tyler, you presented the half-inch coefficient. Was there discussion on 3/4, or is that not part of this?
That's all up for debate.
But I didn't see the cost for the 3/4.
Oh, yeah, he went through it. It was quick, but he did go over that. But you can go back to it. If you got a chance.
That's half.
That's bad.
Reclassification would run you about $11 to $12.
No,
4.4.
from Tyler, do you wanna speak to cost on reclassification or pre-class?
He's got $30,000 in it for reclassification. Divide that by 2,537, it's 1,182 an acre.
Now, that would be for all of the acres over the whole, because that'd be for all the schedules. Your pre-classification wouldn't cost you that.
Yeah,
Because it would just be looking at the main, it wouldn't be meetings with the commissioners, I wouldn't be making all of the hard schedules and maps and everything like that.
I was gonna say the last one run in the range of 50%.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
That's
just shy of 50%.
That's pretty close, yeah,
That's
you,
close.
you'd be looking at $4 or $5 an
Five,
acre.
$5.
To look at it, to know what your cost was for that. The big argument between it, the pros and cons, is the big pro, you're gonna know better than just ballpark what your figures inevitably are going to look like. The con is that you're spending money on a pre-classification that may be useful, may not be useful. You may utilize, you may not. It takes time. But if you're,
Don't you have to do that anyhow?
what's that?
Have to do that anyhow?
Well, we would, but it'd be,
Only if you proceed with an improvement project. If nothing happens here, a reclassification is not necessary. So that's where it kind of ties together with the conversation of what action do you want going
But
forward?
it's still useful for any future repairs.
No, it's not.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not.
well,
Classification.
No, the
No.
reclassification
No, I
isn't
said
used.
reclass.
No,
But-
three isn't.
But we
No,
won't be,
Yes.
but I mean, you are right to a certain extent, Jack, though, if you did, even if you didn't do the improvement, but you did go to the work of doing the reclassification, you could just see it through to the end and have the new schedules, have everything broke off.
That's my point.
Right. It's not,
Reclassification would be used for any future repairs.
right, there's a lot of paths for.
but we won't be doing a pre-classification is different from a reclassification.
Kyle, I was saying that you could take, even if you didn't go forward, you could take what you had on a pre-class and see it through to reclassification. There's nothing that would say.
But you'd have different tile sizes,
You'd have different tile sizes, but
factors.
that would be relatively
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, but it's kind of a waste of money, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it would be in some market, yeah, there's nothing in any of this, I'm sad to say, that is really a silver bullet for the whole system. That being the whole drainage district system, it kind of chases its tail in a lot of ways.
There wasn't enough to do a remonstrance,
No,
not
no,
nearly.
from the objections that we have received. The results are, the total number of landowners by count was 45, of which there are 6 objecting. The total number you would need for a remonstrance by count is 23. The total acres, and the number I gave Jack was off of the original, what was calculated from the model, the acres were 2,349 and a third. 70% of that is 1,644.53. That's the amount you would need for a remonstrance. The total objecting acres right now is 379.9 or 16.17% of the total land benefiting objective.
So right now, where's the reclass? How is it reclassified now? So if there's a repair done, does everybody pay on it? Or-
Yes.
Or was there one done?
There has not been a
So any work
reclassification.
that's done, everybody pays for it.
Correct. On the main laterals, anything.
Question when you mentioned repairs, but, a piece of equipment breaks down, we buy parts, we fix the piece of equipment, we just don't go buy it. One has, and I'm coming in a little behind the scene here, I can see a lot of notification, just one letter. Where do the problems exist? How much of a line is a problem? Is it 500 feet fix 90% of the problem? What do we know about that?
Tyler, I would say the petition would be something to highlight for that.
Yeah, that's now I don't know, to answer your question exactly, I don't know what the condition of that line is. We didn't televise it. I've been out there.
It's too small.
That's where I was gonna go with this, is that even if we went and repaired broken sections that are collapsing, showing their age, finished, which is again a requirement of the code, that has to be done in instances where the tile is failing. It will never work any better than it was originally designed to work, which is at that 0.15% drainage coefficient.
How big is the tile that's in there currently?
The tile that is in there currently is misquote.
While Tyler's looking that up, I'll highlight that in the petition, there's 11 signatures and the petition requests investigation into an improvement for the main tile system. So that's the basis of the direction the engineers were given.
The downstream segment of 2,800 feet of tile is 30 inch, and it's at 0.08% grade. With a drainage coefficient of the area that it's serving of 0.109 inches per day. So a little over a tenth of an inch in 24 hours period of time.
I think like 30 inch, you get more, there's more water than that, for a hour period of time.
It's flat.
It would if it weren't at such a flat.
Well, flat grade and the amount of
And
acres
the
that are
area
contributed.
it's served.
You have a massive amount of acres that are dumping into that, so.
30 inch only goes how far of them.
2,800 feet, then it becomes 26, 24, 22, it steps all the way down to 10 at the very upstream.
Does anyone have input to share as far as the size you'd be interested in? We have 3 options in the report: 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch. Tyler discussed his recommendations earlier, being 1/2 or 3/4. We have feedback from landowners in that regard.
And while they think on that, you would ask the question, Kyle, about if we could take this with a pre-class to the get actual bids on it. That we're entering into, in my opinion, a gray area for what the code allows.
I don't
and
think we can, for basic reason, you're gonna get bids on a free,
You're gonna get
And then they're
bids
not-
on something that hasn't yet been.
right, it's an approved,
Well,
and then you go back and get bids. They're gonna have to go, the contractor's gonna go from the he's gonna give his recommendation to all the other contractors that didn't bid it.
so that's not how I had it envisioned mentally. It would be making a decision today to move forward in a certain capacity, but doing the pre-classification at the same time so that when we get hard numbers at the bid letting, everyone would be able to be informed of that upfront versus after the project is built.
But you're never gonna get an accurate number unless you actually have a contractor bid it.
Well, yeah, so you would make a decision today on whatever path forward. Then we would, as I was thinking this through, then you would move forward with a pre-classification in conjunction with that. So when the bids come in, you plug those into your spreadsheet and get actual figures for each landowner. And then when the decision is made, everyone would know before the shovel hits the ground rather than after the project is completed. So
Our contractor
Do you
is
follow?
able to give you an accurate figure on a free.
That's, I don't know, because it would, you're already past the point of, you're already past your point of acceptance.
You would be past the point of remonstrance, but you would get information to the landowners to plan farther ahead.
They'd be getting numbers before construction rather than after, but it wouldn't really be changing.
It wouldn't change the impact of things,
what it
but it would change
is.
their information level.
We've done it in the past where we did, reclassifications.
Right, but we didn't get
That
a contractor
anything
to
to do
bid
with
it.
what the contractors.
Right, yeah, that's,
True.
and that's, it wouldn't be my recommendation to go about it that way.
I got a question. You guys farm the land. I mean, are you guys losing a lot of acres? Is there a lot of ponding? But what do you see do you lose a lot of acres? You do?
Like on mine, I don't lose anything because of that. I lose it because of the other cow going to the northwest. That's all mine, you
You don't lose anything.
I'll let me talk here, because I've got probably 340 acres involved in this. 1/8 of the land belongs to my wife and me. Where's the barn in the tile? So you're talking 3,000, 2,000 an acre, gonna be 600,000. Right?
Yeah, that's, you're,
I'm for it, okay? Do it. Ever live long enough to see a return on my investment, my son will, my other 3 kids will. Down the road, 20 years from now, $600,000. What? A new tractor? I don't know.
And you're saying that because of the issues you're having with drainage?
Because of the issues I'm having with
Okay,
drainage,
so
I
that-
bought it for. I'm 68 years old, I just completed my 50th harvest. I know what it's like, I will pay my share. I will benefit more from it and I will pay more from it. I will never live long enough to see a return on the investment. But
Say 6,000.
if I don't do it, say in 1965, it should have been done, shouldn't it? Hey, what would that cost today? Nothing. Probably 20,000 instead of 600,000. So that's my opinion of it. He's the next probably biggest landowner on his family is. You can ask him his opinion. I don't know if you want to convince him.
what that,
Thank
We'll be for it.
Thank you guys for sharing your opinion. Anyone else?
Often the lands that we've done, Pat, we've gone to a bid letting, and sometimes the bids come in 20 or 30% less than what the engineer's estimate is. And usually I'd like to see it go to at least a bid letting, because then you know what it's gonna cost. And you still don't have to accept.
We can have the contractors bid 1/2 and 3/4 and accept which one
Yeah.
you want at the time we award the contract.
You know,
yeah,
maybe it'll come in 20 or 30% less than what the
before you really approved it?
So we have to approve a direction, but we can allow 1/2 or 3/4 to be bid. And we can build that flexibility into the bid letting, and then we can make a decision when we have hard numbers, which is what Roger was just saying, and I would.
But we'll do one or the other. We will not do nothing. You will accept the 1/2 or 3/4.
unless, of course, the numbers are,
Even at the bid. letting,
Way out of
still,
line.
We don't
We
have
can't-
to do it.
the,
The reason that the bid letting to not do it is economic feasibility.
Right.
it's at
Which
the
is
board's
specified
discretion
in
at that point.
Yeah.
To reject them based on an absurd, if prices come in twice what
Right.
we expected. The board at that point can reject all the bids based on feasibility. However, we would be past in my opinion, we're past the remonstrance rights.
We would.
Where objections are tallied.
Yep.
But we can bid the 2 options, 2 alternates. It's nothing to have that. We've already got it down on the plans for feasibility. So to just run that through with contractors is really not. They just need to get prices on a couple more pipe sizes, and that's really nothing to.
So if you did a pre-classification, would you, that money that was spent then would be, when you did a full classification, you would take that into consideration. It wouldn't cost you more. How would you bill for a pre going to a full classification.
In most scenarios, you're right. There is no additional change. There's no, the only reason I say that there's never anything like that is because the pre-classification, until this goes to final design, really until it's in the ground, I don't know exactly what is gonna go into it. So a lot of the modeling is all the same, a lot of like your soil wetnesses, all of that stuff doesn't change. It's already set what it is. But what the final product you get from construction, that can tweak numbers, in some instances more than others.
So.
Some. So that's, it's not like I would say, in every case, 90% of your pre-classification is good, valid, usable. It's just that little bit of room I gotta leave myself on the end in case something unforeseen happens.
Is there anybody that really wants a pre-classification? It's money that you're gonna spend. I'm not gonna see you get any return on it.
How long would it take to do a pre-classification? Versus moving forward today, are we talking 6 months, a year? I mean.
No,
everything
it's,
goes up in price, interest goes up.
that's the big discussion is the couple of months it takes me to go out and get, cause I would have to figure out, all culvert locations, make sure I'm happy with where the tile's gonna be. Actually get all of the wetness data, do all of that. It all takes time. On the order of a couple of months. Whereas if you don't think the results of the pre-classification are going to change your opinion on whether or not to do the project significantly enough that you would object, that time could be spent getting it to bid and actually getting new numbers.
What's your construction timeline on this, if this was approved?
Hopefully get something, not hopefully, the plan would be to get this bid as soon as possible, because like you say, numbers, they fluctuate up and down, but they never seem to go all the way back down. Get it bid by late spring, early summer, depending on weather and how much we wanna, if we could wait until crops are out to start and save ourselves a year of crop damages, or if we get through early enough that it still makes sense, we could get, my opinion, we could get some work done on this year.
Big things to do it all. Or that, maybe.
I would say one full construction cycle.
I would say all of a full year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah. I know contractors, a lot of them asking, looking for work.
Excuse me, what is a full construction cycle?
Oh, sorry, a construction year, so, essentially your spring, when frost is out, all the way through till, lockout again. Taking out your late Decembers, Januaries, Februaries.
Is there anyone that really wants 1/2 inch instead of 3/4? Okay,
We'll have them bid both.
so if we get information for both, that would be a good idea, probably.
Can you consider the half, 3/4 versus the amount of land that's being assessed? In other words, if you own more land and that guy wants a 3/4 versus cost, I mean.
So the process is somewhat driven by the petition And, the feedback from landowners obviously is something we should be taking into
You
account,
can
so,
weigh it based upon the landowner's amount of land.
We take everything into consideration.
yeah, there's not a defined answer to that, but
I
it,
just wondering if you weighted it all based upon how much.
Yeah.
For the input into it was based upon the amount of land that cost they were gonna start.
Is there any other questions? I guess my only question is there anybody that wants to take more time to get their determination on wetlands?
Concerned about the people that didn't come to this meeting today.
Yeah.
Are they just ignoring it because they don't think it's anything big deal, or?
We
so
can't,
that's kind of always a concern with these meetings, but the legal process in the code that we have to follow doesn't, I mean, it's a landowner's responsibility to be informed and show up, and we just have to provide the avenue for the conversation.
Well, I guess for me, I represent 2, 3, 4 of the people on that list myself, so I'm considering that my wife and me are here, so to speak, and brother and sister have a little tiny bit of it, and they're not here, so.
I guess Lewis would be the same ballpark with family.
unless there's anything else that's pertinent to this, I think we're gonna close the public hearing.
I would make motion to close the public hearing.
Motion by Kyle, do I have a second? Second by Plath. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, do a roll call vote, please.
Plath,
Yes.
Nat,
Yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Jerk.
Yes. Now we're up to the decision. And one more time, I'll ask people, if there's anybody that wants more time to get a wetland determination, now it's time to speak up, or we're not gonna take it into account.
Let it go.
I guess typically, I mean, what I've seen happen when you do the pre-class and then go to a bid letting.
I can't hear you.
Do a pre-class and go to a bid letting and see what the bids come in. That doesn't mean we're gonna do the project, but you would have to pay for the cost of the pre-class. Regardless, whether it's done on the current assessment or, you know, on the new one that comes out. But,
If there's any,
sometimes bids
yeah,
that come in 20, 25, 30% under what the engineers estimate.
is there anybody that wants to do a pre-class?
And that's $30,000 approximately,
No,
Probably 15 ballpark.
and it's completely wasted work.
Right,
No,
No.
90% would be usable.
maybe.
And that's conditional on doing the project.
You
If,
don't
if,
guarantee that.
If the project didn't go through, and I
But-
suggest that you go ahead and finish the class, do a full reclassification at the $11 or $12 an acre. Cause that would be used for any future repairs. Instead of you paying for all repairs, no matter where they happen, then you would just pay for the ones that you're, you know, that you're.
but really, our decision today is whether or not to go forward with the project. It's not just to go to a bid letting, it's to proceed.
No, it's just to go to a bid letting. That's it. That's nothing more. It's just to, whether or not they want to do a pre-class and you go to a bid letting.
Well, I'm just gonna ask if anybody wanna do a reclassification on the district. If not, we're gonna go forward. Just one, or,
There's a couple back there too.
that you understand that's gonna be $12 an acre.
You have a question or,
About the wetlands part,
okay,
I got one spot, I don't know for sure.
okay. Have you requested a determination yet?
No, I didn't know there was anything about it.
Yeah.
Okay, put that at the top of your priority list.
Yeah, go right down to the FSA office.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
That can take some time to get that done.
Anything else before we make a decision?
So you're.
Tyler?
Most users are thinking the reclass then, or versus a reclass? Just do the whole reclass?
So we got one
So you're not,
saying
it's
reclass.
gonna benefit.
It's enough to make it-
No.
It won't benefit you if it costs more to do the reclassification and head down the road that's extra costs of the construction are delayed and increased, and the interest rates go up.
Yeah,
I want-
I guess the feeling I'm hearing is to skip the reclass in general until,
I'd
The
want more
projects.
people wanting to reclass before I'd spend the money on the district.
yeah,
You're talking preliminary.
No,
reclass.
even a reclass totally.
If,
Reclass is up to trustees.
right, if we go through the improvement.
It's required.
It's required.
Yes.
I don't wanna do one ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that.
So do I have a motion to go ahead?
Tyler, do you have an order of steps or action? Cause we have interest rate, time frame on warrants.
Yes.
Do you have a
And,
schedule for that? For plan?
all of that I've seen, you could do
Yeah.
now, but I've seen it maybe more commonly done when the plans are filed.
Right.
If the improvement recommendation was adopted and I was directed towards the
To proceed with bid?
plans and specifications on the 1/2 inch and the 3/4 inch, that would, in my opinion, suffice for the discussion that's been had.
Interest rate is usually set.
We can do that at bid later.
Right, yes, yeah, that is a time, well, you'd want to have the interest rate before you went to bid so that the contractors knew what.
What they were
What
bidding.
warrants they were likely to receive would have.
Yep.
So that's why I say when I file those plans and specifications to go out for bid.
I'm good with that timeline. I just wanted to clarify what you were looking for today.
Okay.
In regards to the bid letting, and the two options that we are looking at, I guess. For the numbers we've looked at in the engineer's report for the 1/2 and 3/4 inch, I think we should have this project broken out and split up in half, because that is a massive project for this area. Do you? Well, yeah, do you want direction for that, or how would you like to handle the bid? letting?
Whatever alternates or divisions that the trustees would like to see this bid in, I would like that direction.
In a
Okay,
motion.
so I would make a motion to proceed with the project or approve the engineer's report and getting,
We gotta do that first.
going to bid letting with 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch options and dividing the project in half for alternates.
So your motion is to approve of the engineer's report and go to a 1/2 and 3/4 inch coefficient on the project.
For the bid letting, yep,
For the bid.
yep,
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'm dividing the project.
yeah,
What do you mean?
for alternates. Because, I mean, the 1/2 inch coefficient is what, $3.7 million?
Yeah.
That's a substantial project for this area. I mean,
So why you're cutting it in half?
But what do you mean dividing in half?
Second cars.
so that you have the ability to get more competitive bids from other contractors, because not everyone's gonna be able to do a $4 million job.
You just see, you just get both bids, you get a 1/2 and a 3/4 coefficient bid, that's all you need.
I don't suggest doing it in half because the
No. contractor
contractor that gets the bid can sub it out.
You just do. you
That's
just have
his
bids with a
prerogative.
1/2 and 3/4, that's the way we've always done it. That's how you do it.
I would, as a, my opinion, I wouldn't be in favor of the 1/2. I mean, I see the potential benefit of it, but as far as like a staging and having to have the lower done before the upper, I think it's more potential trouble than it is worth. And I think contractors more likely to give you his better number on the whole thing
Yes.
than he is going to be to try to get half of it. My,
So will you amend your motion to have it just to do accept the, report
Yeah,
and go half and three quarter?
Yeah,
You got that now?
Yep.
Okay. Do I have a second to Kyle's motion?
I'll second.
Plath makes a second. Any more discussion? Do you need a date in the motion?
no,
no, because he would put plans together and come back to the board for that, right?
back when they're finished.
You don't. That's all I just.
No, I don't, I would prefer you didn't. Cause whether or not that's too quick or too late, I just.
Okay. So I have a motion on the floor to do an improvement in this district. Any more discussion? Hearing none, do a roll call vote.
Platt,
Yes.
Becker,
Yes.
Yes,
Jerks,
Yes.
Just across it.
Motion carried.
Just to serve all that injuries. We can really move it.
Get
Thank
your
you.
wetland determinations.
yep. Thank you all for
Thank
coming.
you.
No, no. Okay,
Yes, I will get the final design. Yes, I will get that final design to you before I get it up here for.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be probably right. On something of this magnitude, crossing that many times, I wouldn't dream of not sending it.
You feel like that, really good. I know that guy. Yeah, I know. You're gonna be broke.
No, not
Yeah.
yet. We're.
Well, you're off.
No.
But it's 1 year, 2. Yeah.
It's a hard one.
I think
I have something.
Yeah.
Just quite a 3-to-1 extreme, right?
Yeah.
But it's all.
Just the way it's good for now, yeah, yeah, but, yeah, good. Another one. I talked to Brady. Sure. And your land, and, he knows we're going to. No, I got, maybe just get fixed, yeah.
That's great.
we're gonna finish reading where we can
Cool.
go with that.
Good, mine say I appreciate it. Yeah, have a good one.
Where's the dog out?
Study one finished reading.
Yeah, we'll finish when we need it. So March, on the PK one, isn't that where that is? That's different, okay. Today.
I'm sure you said. Never go that.
PK one is different, which is PK one?
Wow. It's good, it's nice for me.
Yeah.
They do go that.
Are you staying around to put you on the?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm having a couple of office, yeah.
One. I will agree.
This is that joint bid.
We'll talk about that here in a minute.
No,
Right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Request a private tile. Ditch.
Is that what's my opinion of it?
As far as.
For that, is that
But
next thing up on?
potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Sometimes you don't always know what the context is.
yeah, I remember it now.
I just figured since you're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
You bet.
Sooner or later. And the government, environmentalists and all that, they're gonna want to put a stop to them, because they don't understand. But you're right.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you. Kyle asked, there was just a, like,
The private is the back one.
opinion on the private tiling for Pack 1. I was on the if you wanted me to just stick around and explain what my opinion of
Where
that
he's
was.
tiling into the dredge ditch
Yeah,
across the different.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but
Impact.
I don't think there's any impact at all.
no, I mean, and I don't,
I,
we can't keep him from, he's a benefiting participant of the ditch, so.
we should wait for the rest of the board to get back for that conversation, but yeah.
No, I didn't see any conflict at all. That's just my opinion.
And I think that, I didn't, you don't always know the context of those situations, to put it as politely as I can, but.
Huh. We got a meeting at noon. I'm trying to get everything done.
No, but he
Well,
did it out.
I don't think
No.
I don't think you need to say that.
Well, if we can get everyone back here in a few minutes, it may be good, but
No, I don't think you need to take off, because we're gonna do it in a hurry.
Yeah,
I ran things and I told them there's some estimates.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's not, I don't, that's not, that's, thanks all.
see ya.
Where'd the other ones go now?
I assume the
Carter
bathroom, but
just ran to the restroom, and then I just saw Jack run out of here, so.
I heard monkeys.
Monkeys.
herding cats.
Monkeys,
I like monkeys better.
yeah.
Monkeys can be entertaining.
Why don't we just get this done? So we got a meeting at noon.
Yeah.
That's on a hard, or I mean, it's a hard start, so. Anybody have any questions on PK one, main tile repair that we have with Palo Alto County?
So when I looked at that with Marge,
The claim.
Yeah,
oh, you wanna do the claim first?
right.
But no, do the request.
The tiling request is
Private
before that on your
Yeah.
other page, probably.
Oh, on the other page?
Go back one.
At the bottom. There we go. Now,
There, we got one. Want to bring everybody up to speed, Marge?
okay, the, a landowner who's actually in Drain 79 previously was annexed into the open ditch of PAK 1 and, is using to do a direct outlet to the open ditch at a closer location, but the impact is not gonna be that much. On the district, it was just a question whether or not it needs to be approved by the board or.
I think it should be approved by the board, and I will make a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Second by Plath. Any more discussion?
I would agree with that it should be approved by the board, but I think for consistency's sake, I don't know how we can just allow that to cross over because it is on the schedule, but it would be changing where that water would enter the open ditch of PAC 1, which would change its benefit. So
How would you change the benefit by adding water one place or another into PAC 1 open ditch?
you would have that amount of water from that 80-acre field would enter the ditch, like, I think when I looked at before, I think it was like 6 miles earlier. So
Yeah,
it enters the facility earlier, which means it uses more of the open ditch and less of the tile system, which are factors in the reclassification. I don't know how much that would affect it, but it would affect, in my opinion, it would affect what that land pays for the open ditch based on the usage. So I feel that should be addressed. I don't have an issue with them tiling in or any of that, but the benefits, should be addressed. Because they are any other time we
He's
do a
already
voluntary
He's
annexation,
already paying benefit to go into that ditch.
but he's not paying benefit for that specific purpose.
It's a private tile, is it?
It's a private tile.
Doesn't matter.
He's already
It
paying.
does
benefit.
because he's paying a fee for the open ditch based off of the district that he's in as an outlet fee.
He's still paying the same outlet fee going into that same ditch. You can do a study and you might change it by 10 cents an acre, and it's not worth the study.
The usage is based on the county tile. Where
No, it's
Not
for all the facilities. It's the ditch and tile.
Do you want to argue with everything today?
No, I'm stating my point.
Now you're arguing with everything. So,
Well, that's your opinion, but
no, that is a fact.
Yes.
It's immaterial where you dump it into the open ditch.
that's not what I've been told from engineers who do the reclassification. That's one of the factors, so. It's not immaterial when it's one of the criteria.
Anybody else have any discussion on the motion?
Carter wouldn't have a clue what we're
I
voting on.
don't even know what we're discussing.
So we're on the item.
Private tiling from section 16 to section 17 in the PAK one open.
Pack one, okay,
Or private tile.
yep,
Your information in there.
who is,
So the landowner,
let me get on the right page here, yeah.
the landowner currently is on the schedule for the PAK one.
Is this Andy?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, okay. And he is wanting to do what?
He's doing private tile into the open ditch.
Okay,
And he's on the schedule, but basically for an outlet fee farther down. But his impact on the open ditch is minimal, but it could be at an earlier case in the open ditch, but the cost to do a reclassification or adjustment to their classification would be more than what the actual change in the schedule would be. If that's.
yeah. So if he does it, if he goes ahead and does it,
He pays for it.
correct, okay,
He would do all the private tile.
okay, so what is the issue then?
Whether it needs to be approved by the board or not to
Yeah.
do this.
Okay,
And how it goes about. When
I know the farm that he bought there, yeah.
when we typically do things crossing drainage district lines, there is a voluntary annexation process. They hire an engineer and
You-
handle the change in classification, so their benefits are changed. And my
He is
point,
entering a new drainage district,
He is already annexed in with the project that was done before, so it's-
Correct.
all the acres are already in the
PAK one.
benefit for PAK.
they're in the open ditch schedule, but those acres go into that sub-district 1 of 9, and they follow down that tile
But he's
system.
putting a private tile through the sub-district. He's not using the sub-district.
Oh, okay, I see.
So there's two sides. Be paying for a tile system that he's not benefiting from. And 2, he would be benefiting from more of the open ditch than he's currently paying for. So that's the adjustments that I feel are necessary to go forward with this.
I don't think they are.
Well, but
It's a private tile.
when they do a classification, it's based on the county tile that's there and how much you're using of the open ditch from the county. It doesn't take into consideration any private tile that you put into a ditch. It's only the county tile that the amount of the county, where the county tile drops in and how much that county tile is on your land and how far you are from that. It doesn't assess you on your private tile.
But they take into account where in the facility that your water enters. So
No, only on the county tile, not your private tile.
Is that true, Marge?
It would be where your benefit is,
Based on the county tile, not your private tile.
but where your benefit is to the open ditch.
it's for everything. It's a standard set of criteria that applies to everything in the district facilities. The ditches are facilities, the tile is facilities. It's all district
But at
facilities.
large, it's not based on your private tile dumping in there.
No, all these acres are already annexed in.
It's based
to
on
the
your
open
land
ditch at this-
relative to the open ditch and relative to the county tile, but not your private. It doesn't, they don't take into account your private tile.
No.
Right.
how,
Just do a vote on it and we gotta get done by noon. We have another meeting.
Okay, do you want me to read the?
yeah, do we have any issues going forward with approving this? No,
My issue is the schedule of benefits. I don't have an issue with the private tiling, it's how the benefits are calculated.
how far is the tile?
Quarter mile, half mile, maybe, quarter
I was
mile.
looking for the map there. I did look at it earlier. Yeah, it's in that. folder.
Under the folder, and I think the second one,
Right where you're highlighting. Okay. Okay,
maybe just short of a quarter mile.
49, okay.
Let's
But
do
it-
a roll call vote and get it over with. You can vote it no if you want to.
Plath,
So this is to allow, yes.
Good question. One vote. Okay. Is this, by approving it, are we not going about it correctly as we should, or no? I mean, that's what I'm asking. I don't wanna approve something that comes back to bite us.
it's within the scope of it,
It's okay,
because he's already in the,
sure,
Things already in the
And-
ditch district, just run a private tile into the ditch.
yes.
Wactor,
Yes.
Stecker,
No,
Jerks.
Yes, 4-1. We have a decision on PK one, main tile repairs. It's in your folder. It's
yeah, there's a claim
for
from,
$5,346.28 between Palo Alto County and how much is in Kossuth minimum?
no,
We are the control county, but it's all done in, so we're control county and then the.
yep,
Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
Do I have a motion to approve the pay app for?
I would make motion to approve the claim.
I'll second.
Who did?
Carter.
Motion and a second. Do I have any objections or any comments? Hearing none, do all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried unanimous. Decision for pay app 6 on DD 4. We have that in our folder today
Yep.
Yeah.
somewhere. Does anybody have any questions on pay app 6?
If there's no questions, I'd make motion to approve it.
I'll second.
That-
Yeah.
Becker and Carter,
Wactor.
or Wachter? I thought it was Carter. You two sound alike. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried unanimous. Anything else, Marge, on drainage? No requests? Three times? Anything else you wanna do before we go in? That you think's gonna take less than 9 minutes? Can we do it in 9 minutes, or should we do it afterwards?
Afterwards.
We've got the, union for engineers, roadside weed spraying, right away discussion, all that, yeah, I
We
don't,
got health mark, well mark discussion.
That's that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we have,
Do we
can get that done in 9 minutes.
need Doug to approve the engineer contract and evening,
We'll do that after.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll probably have to do that after health insurance too.
Okay,
I mean. We'll have the conference board.
I'll have to
Here.
even go on the other meeting, vote on a couple things and come back
Oh, yeah,
for mental health. Oh, at 1:45.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can probably just step back in the break room for a couple minutes or whatever.
I gotta leave about 20 to 2. I got my annual physical up to, I had set a month and a half ago.
So I'm gonna think we're gonna take a 5-minute recess
Yeah.
and start it then.
Maybe. Are you sitting? Gonna have recording up? Something that needs to be after this. You don't go to an owl. I guess the check. Or the ones that are yeah. She can see.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna need lunch before we do insurance.
I don't know. Yeah, time.
What?
But I didn't see how time. I just. Yeah, so we had a plan. We drove on there. Oh, yeah. Out. That's good. What's that? People said. Oh, I did, but coming back to this. Interesting. No, did you see much? Yeah, we got a 3-hour standstill. California, had like these 2 hours bunking around trying to clear out, and then go for the tour and go off some mountains in Colorado. That was quite. We can log in here, please. Mammoth Lakes got 8 foot snow.
And wherever this is at, they're gonna get another 7.
Yeah.
The next day or 2.
That was a weird one. It's got a little sunshine before I got that. I know. We own Sunday night, so kind of missed the polls.
How many days I took to wait?
We were just there. Got there Sunday night.
About a week.
And then we left Friday, so. Yeah.
It's cheap. Start to figure it is, Peter, I don't think they're on the Chris. There may not be anybody. We just have to get somebody.
Yeah.
All right, the owl's connected, is got the view, so if someone shows up, it'll show up there, Chris. It depends on her setting, we might have done the waiting room, so we'll just have to keep an eye on. That's right.
Small game like. Yeah. What game?
It'll pop up here, Heather's waiting, it's waiting, but.
Well, said you're not gonna ask permission to.
Yeah, but that 3-pointer, but you don't stand in there, wave it.
If you think you're in the Games District, if you're in the Games District, you can put it at the top of the time, right?
You know, go better at what.
Again, thanks for asking permission, but it's a no-brainer, you don't have to have permission.
Oh.
What's that?
Yes, Kyle, I assume so.
Yes.
Yes, I believe it probably is, his owl's lit up, so he's probably, the county is not, we don't have our. Do you need it recorded?
Okay. And I came back at once. You're good.
We can record it.
I don't know why they got anything that's. He's in the dress.
You're sticking around for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit. For hour and 45 minutes.
But I do that for asking.
Yeah.
They make a few copies of David.
Yeah, I got. Yell at us. Yeah. Usually give us. They don't have to. Okay, right.
You guys wanna work through the noon
Kind
hour?
of funny because there's one guy.
Staying if we did it through the noon hours, what?
Do you have to leave too? Or just for that,
1:45.
just for those two things?
Couple
Well,
goals.
it's actually still in it too.
That'll be a couple minutes as well.
So which one is the speaker phone?
If they're still going, I can come back.
I can,
Yeah.
It's longer to start up in.
so we'll need to call in this conference call in case anybody,
That's the county one?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so that's this phone.
No, it wasn't check with Derek, I said, I think with it through the teams, if they call in, it'll come up on their phone number.
Let me look, cause I think that's our county line. That access code looks familiar.
Yeah, a lot of.
you know what? I bet I need the host number.
No, we need to have this on.
No, you're right, we gotta call that call.
That is an invalid entry.
Do I have to dial 9?
Yes, 9 and then.
Okay. Alright.
I just said you got one.
2, 7. Oh, I messed that up. Try again. Wrong button.
All these?
Yeah. 2, 7, 3.
Welcome to AT&T's teleconference service. Please enter your access code, followed by the pound sign. To join the conference as the host, press star. Otherwise, press pound. Please enter your host password, followed by the pound sign. There are 2 participants on the call, including you. You are joining your conference as the host. For a menu of available commands, press star pound.
This is Judy Samp, the county assessor. Who do we have on the line?
Marilyn Chetz, West Bend.
Okay, thank you.
And it was 2, including us, so she'd be the only one on
Yeah.
right now.
Dude, you had the sign sheet. I got to sign.
I did, I signed you in.
Yeah, we're.
Did you? Thank you.
Okay, so it is 12 o'clock noon. We're gonna call this public hearing to order.
Judy, you'll probably want to be up here for the phone, otherwise she won't hear you that well.
You have to open the public hearing.
Oh, okay. First of all, we have, the minutes.
Public hearing.
Open the.
Uh,
Open the public.
I'll make a motion to open the public
Okay.
hearing.
So Kyle has made a motion to open up the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Kevin, seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So I had sent you the previous minutes that were from the first meeting, February 9th. If those are okay, I will ask for a motion to approve those.
I made one.
Second.
Okay. Kevin McPeak has made a motion and seconded by Glenn.
Gee, no.
G, excuse me.
Glenn's the ditch on both.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Motion carried. I did not receive any comments from the public regarding the budget. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay. So if so, I'll take a motion to close the public hearing. Did you do that before?
Yep.
Okay.
So moved.
Okay, Carter's made a motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second? Christie has seconded. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion's carried. Okay, I had sent the proposed budget out with the corrections of the salary. And then had corrected also the FICA, IFRS. We still have not heard anything on the health insurance, correct?
It's this afternoon at 1.
Yeah, this afternoon, so I probably have a little bit leeway in my budget for that. Does anybody have any questions, or otherwise I'll take a motion to approve the budget?
I'll move to approve the budget.
Okay, Roger Jarks has made a motion to approve the budget. Is there a second? Christie Skilling has seconded. We will take a roll call vote on this. So Marilyn. Okay, I'm just gonna start at the top of the list. Carter,
Yes.
Jack,
Yes.
Josh,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Roger,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Kevin,
Aye.
Christie. Yes. Craig
Yes.
and Jean.
Yes.
Okay,
Marilyn?
Marilyn,
Yes.
okay, the motion will be carried. Since there's not two for the education, it will be 2-0. Instead of 3-0. Okay, one of the other things that I had sent out in the packet was there is a pending house file out there. It's House File 279, where they are asking the assessors to have a policy in place as regarding to follow the jurisdiction of what the county is doing. I included that policy there, and basically for our expenditures, the auditor gives us the list of dates that give our claims and such to them, and they prepare the checks, and they also mail the checks. But that is the common practice that is here in the courthouse, and so we just have a policy. The conference board, the assessor's office is under the conference board. We don't have to publish our claims. But this is the procedure that we will follow. It's the same procedure that we are following, but we just have to have a policy in place. So we have to have this in our minutes that we are adopting this expenditure policy. So I will take any questions regarding it. Okay, if not, I'll take a motion to approve that policy.
So moved.
Jack has made a motion to approve the policy. A second? Marilyn has seconded. Okay. We'll just take a roll call vote just for, Marilyn's sake. Glenn? Jean, excuse me, why did I got your name right here, sorry. Jean?
Yes.
Okay, Marilyn?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Kevin?
Aye.
Christie? Rick?
Yes.
Roger?
Yes.
Kyle?
Yes.
Josh?
Yes.
Jack?
Yes.
And Carter?
Yes.
Okay.
She was the second one.
Okay.
Okay, so that motion, will carry. There is, no other items for the agenda. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Josh has made a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Christie has seconded. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? The public hearing is adjourned.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Marilyn popped off.
Look, Bill,
Yeah.
I get a couple signatures.
Yep.
Couple more.
Okay, so that's on the policy. And Tammy said they have a folder for policies, so that'll be, and then these are the minutes.
We are continuing or we are,
It's up to you.
I'd rather just get it done.
Would you? I'd rather just get it done so you guys can participate more.
That's fine with me. That's fine with me.
Well, you'll be, well, yeah, I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't care, but if.
I
we're
don't
gonna-
think Doug will take that long.
Yeah.
Let's have him come up.
If he's not gone at one.
Oh,
He's gone, then I would say we.
Wanna go down, and check with Doug a minute?
He's
Oh.
I think he's at lunch.
Okay. Well, in that case.
His secretary,
No.
Lisa.
You shut that up.
Let's try Doug Crouch.
Nobody answered?
Third time, no one's answered, so I don't know if the whole office is gone or what. So should we break for lunch and come back at 1?
I'll have to.
Yeah, if he's not here.
Okay.
Okay. Back at 1.
We're not gonna do anything with budget today. So just basically, we got Doug left. I'm getting lost today.
Yeah, and he'll be up here for insurance anyway, so.
Yeah. Jumped around too much. Hadn't thought about it, yeah. Well, they want-